Imagine owning the entire New York Stock Exchange. Now, multiply that wealth by 10. You're still not as rich as Mansa Musa was. Welcome to a journey back in time, to the 14th century, to the reign of a man whose wealth was so vast, it's hard to truly comprehend. This man was Mansa Musa, the king of the Mali Empire from 1312 to 1337. In the annals of history, few figures stand out quite like Mansa Musa. His wealth, estimated to be worth around $400 billion in today's money, makes him the richest person in the history of mankind. Yes, you heard that right. Not Bill Gates, not Jeff Bezos, but Mansa Musa. His fortune outshines that of any modern billionaire or monarch. But who was Mansa Musa, and what was the Mali Empire? The Mali Empire was a West African state that flourished during the 14th and 15th centuries, becoming one of the largest and wealthiest empires in the world. At the heart of this empire's wealth were two highly sought-after resources: gold and salt. The region was rich in both, and under the rule of Mansa Musa, it became a hub of trade and culture. Let us pause again. Mansa Musa was not just a king, he was a visionary. He expanded his empire, conquered new lands, and brought prosperity to his people. His reign was marked by monumental architectural projects, the promotion of education, and the establishment of Mali as a prominent player on global stage. Yet, despite his impressive achievements and unfathomable wealth, Mansa Musa remains a somewhat obscured figure in history. His name does not often echo in our classrooms or our conversations about the world's greatest rulers, but perhaps it's high time we change that. So who was this man, and how did he amass such immense wealth? Let's dive into the life of Mansa Musa. Let's take a closer look at the wealth of Mansa Musa. Have you ever wondered how someone could amass a fortune so vast that it outshines modern billionaires? The answer lies in the heart of the Mali Empire. This empire was rich in two of the most sought-after resources of the time, and salt. The Mali Empire was home to the largest gold mines of the time, with a wealth so extensive that, if translated into modern terms, the gold reserves could fill multiple Olympic-sized swimming pools. The salt mines, on the other hand, were equally lucrative, as salt was a precious commodity, essential for food preservation and a symbol of luxury. These resources were so abundant in the Mali Empire that they formed the backbone of Mansa Musa's immense wealth. But what's even more fascinating is how Mansa Musa used his wealth. Unlike many rulers, Mansa Musa did not hoard his riches for personal luxury. Instead, he used it for the betterment of his empire. He invested heavily in architectural projects, built schools, mosques, and libraries, and encouraged arts and education. He used his wealth to transform the cities he conquered into bustling centers of trade and culture. Doing so, he not only improved the lives of his subjects but also put the Mali Empire on the global map. Mansa Musa's wealth was not just about numbers, it was a testament to the prosperity of the Mali Empire. Mansa Musa's rise to power was not a straightforward journey. This sentence alone is enough to pique the curiosity of even the most indifferent history buff. Born a lineage of rulers in the 13th century, Mansa Musa was not destined for the throne initially. It was his brother, Sultan Abu Bakr II, who wore the crown. But fate had other plans. The story goes that Abu Bakr II was consumed by a desire to explore the limits of the Atlantic Ocean. He embarked on an expedition, leaving behind the comforts of his empire, never to return. The throne in his absence beckoned Mansa Musa. And so began Mansa Musa's ascension. Though his rise to power was a product of unforeseen circumstances, his reign was anything but accidental. Under Mansa Musa, the Mali Empire flourished and expanded like never before. He annexed 24 cities, including the famous Timbuktu, his empire. Each annexation was a calculated move, aimed at strengthening his empire, adding to its wealth, and increasing its influence. The cities he annexed were not just rich in resources but were also strategically located, allowing him to control trade routes and thus, the flow of wealth. Mansa Musa was indeed a shrewd ruler. He understood the importance of a strong military and invested heavily in it. His army, said to be tens of thousands strong, not only protected the empire from external threats, but also maintained internal peace. His governance and strategic military might were the backbone of his successful reign. But it wasn't just about power and wealth. Mansa Musa was a devout Muslim, and his faith had a significant influence on his rule. He built mosques in the cities he conquered, promoting Islam and integrating it into the fabric of his empire. His faith was not just personal but political. shaping his empire's identity and its relations with the rest of the world. But Mansa Musa's reign was not just about expansion and wealth, it was also about faith. His story is a testament to the fact that power, when combined with wisdom and faith, can create a legacy that outlives the sands of time. Gold was not just a symbol of wealth for Mansa Musa, it was a symbol of Mali's prosperity. But where did all this gold come from? It's important to remember that Mali during the reign of Mansa Musa was one of the world's largest producers of gold. Pause. The empire's vast territories were rich in gold mines, producing a wealth that was almost unimaginable at the time. This abundance of gold was not just a natural resource, but it became the lifeblood of Mali's economy. Gold was used for trade as a form of currency and as a symbol of status. Mansa Musa's court was adorned with gold, and it was a common sight to see his subjects wearing gold jewelry. It was this gold that allowed Mansa Musa to finance his military exploits, maintain his empire, and fund his famous pilgrimage to Mecca. Pause. But the impact of Mali's gold went beyond its borders. The fame of Mali's gold attracted traders from across the globe, from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. They would journey to Mali, braving the harsh Sahara Desert, in the hope of trading for this precious resource. Pause. Mansa Musa's generous distribution of gold during his pilgrimage further spread the fame of Mali's wealth, leading to an influx of scholars, architects, and artisans who were drawn to the empire's prosperity. This in turn sparked a cultural and intellectual boom, transforming cities like Timbuktu into centers of learning and culture. Gold was the lifeblood of Mali, and Mansa Musa was its heart. His strategic use of this precious resource not only built his empire but also transformed it into a beacon of wealth and culture that attracted the world's attention. In 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on a journey that would put him and his empire on the world map. A pilgrimage to Mecca, a journey of faith, and a display of wealth so profound it would forever change the perception of Africa's global economic standing. Pause. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage wasn't a quiet affair. Oh no, it was a grand procession that echoed the opulence of the emperor himself. Leading a caravan of 60,000 men, including his royal court, soldiers, entertainers, merchants, and camel drivers, Mansa Musa made his mark on every region he passed through. Every stop was a spectacle, a festival of gold in the truest sense. Pause. But let's talk about the gold. Oh, the gold. It was said that Mansa Musa carried with him nearly 100 camels, each laden with 300 pounds of gold. Can you imagine that? The sheer sight of it must have been a sight to behold. Now Mansa Musa wasn't just carrying all that gold for show, he was incredibly generous with it. He distributed it amongst the poor, used it to fund construction projects, and even gave it away freely to the curious onlookers who had never seen such wealth. Pause. But here's the kicker. Mansa Musa's generosity had an unintended consequence. His liberal distribution of gold destabilized the local economies of the regions he passed through. The value of gold plummeted, and it took years for those economies to recover from the inflation caused by this gold. His pilgrimage, though a religious duty, was a powerful statement of the immense wealth and influence of the Mali Empire. It wasn't just about Mansa Musa's personal wealth, but a strategic move that placed Mali on the world stage. His journey was so impactful that it made its way into European maps. The 1375 Catalan Atlas, one of the most important world maps of medieval Europe, featured a depiction of Mansa Musa, gold nugget in hand, forever immortalizing his wealth and influence. The world had never seen wealth like this, but Mansa Musa's story doesn't end here. Our journey through this incredible tale continues, so stay with us as we delve deeper into the life and legacy of Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa's return from Mecca marked the beginning of a golden age for the city of Timbuktu. Pause. Upon his return, Mansa Musa's vision was to transform Timbuktu into a beacon of culture, knowledge, and trade. With the vast wealth he had amassed, he began investing in the city's infrastructure, turning it into the jewel of the African continent. Mansa Musa spared no expense in his pursuit of creating an epicenter of education. He sought out and invited scholars from the Islamic world to come and share their knowledge. Pause. His efforts culminated in the establishment of the University of Sankore, a testament to his commitment to learning. This institution was more than just a university, it was a symbol of the intellectual spirit of the era, attracting scholars and students from far and wide. The university was not just about the dissemination of knowledge, it was also a hub of cultural exchange. Students and scholars from different regions brought their unique perspectives and traditions, contributing to a rich, diverse cultural tapestry that made Timbuktu a vibrant city. Mansa Musa's rule also transformed the city's architectural landscape. The Djinguereber Mosque, one of the most significant architectural achievements of the time, was built. This grand structure, made from sun-baked earth bricks, wood and fiber, stands as a testament to the city's architectural ingenuity. The mosque wasn't just a place of worship, but a symbol of the city's religious devotion and artistic expression. Pause. Trade flourished under Mansa Musa's rule. Timbuktu became a hub for the trans-Saharan trade, dealing in goods such as gold, ivory, and salt. This influx of trade brought prosperity, making Timbuktu a city of wealth. The golden age of Timbuktu under Mansa Musa was a period of remarkable richness. It was a time when the city was a nexus of culture, education, trade, and architectural marvel. It was a city of gold, not just in wealth, but also in knowledge. This golden age, brought about by Mansa Musa, transformed Timbuktu into a city that will forever be remembered as a gem in the annals of history. Mansa Musa's wealth was not his only legacy. This is as true today as it was in the 14th century. The vast riches and unprecedented power that once were, slowly faded away. But let us not forget that the sun also sets only to rise of time, and the world at large. It was not just about the gold, the wealth, or the power. It was about the change in perception, the acknowledgement of Africa's potential, and the cultural revolution that ensued. Under Mansa Musa, the Mali Empire was a beacon of wealth and culture that caught the eye of Europe. Before his reign, the perception of Africa was largely skewed. It was either underestimated or misunderstood. But Mansa Musa, with his extravagant pilgrimage and flourishing empire, shattered these misconceptions. He put Africa on the global map, not as a dark continent, but as a land teeming with potential prosperity. Moreover, Mansa Musa's reign marked the spread of Islam and culture in West Africa. He was a devout Muslim, and his pilgrimage to Mecca is famous for its grandeur. But beyond the opulence, it was a spiritual journey that led to the spread of Islam and empire. He built mosques, promoted Islamic learning, and created a cultural hub. In his efforts fostered an environment of religious tolerance and intellectual pursuit, the echoes of which can still be heard today. In essence, Mansa Musa's legacy is a complex tapestry woven with threads of wealth, power, religious influence, and cultural revolution. It serves as a reminder of Africa's rich history and its invaluable contribution to the world. Mansa Musa, the Golden King of Mali, left an indelible mark on history, proving that African empires were rich in more ways than one. His story, his legacy continues to inspire and intrigue us, resonating through the corridors of time.